Coming up on Making Moves, could the stadium shuttle be going away? We'll tell you how a federal directive may halt your trip to the future Jaguars games. Folio Weekly readers honor a popular JTA service. We'll tell you which one it is. And we'll enter the construction zone to get updates on two major projects affecting you. I'm Joyce Morgan Danford. We'll have those stories. Plus, we'll get your take on gas prices in our Pulse of the People segment. Making Moves is next. Hello, everyone, and welcome to JTA Making Moves. I'm Joyce Morgan Danford, along with JTA Executive Director and CEO Michael Blaylock. Now, thank you for joining us today because this is our first time that our Making Moves program has been right here on WJXT TV Channel 4. Now, Michael, I know you're very excited because we started this show earlier this year, but this is the first time we have moved to the local station, and that means a lot more people are going to get to see what's going on with JTA.
We are ecstatic, Joyce, about the opportunity to be on the local station. Now more than ever, the citizens in this community and region really need to be more informed about the transportation challenges that we're facing as this community continue to grow. So we think this is an excellent medium to communicate and not only to inform, but to educate on such vital issues that are facing our community.
And I think it's especially important because a lot of people just think of the Transportation Authority as being buses, transit, but you're talking about everything.
We're talking about mobility. We're talking about roads, bridges, commuter rail, light rail, water transport, ferries, a redesigned transportation system, a trolley system. All these things the public really needs to understand exactly what it is that we're planning for the future. And more importantly, we got to find a way to get their input.
That's right. Thank you so much. And we'll talk with you a little bit later.
Thank you.
Time now for some JTA headlines. As we are all well aware of, the economy here in Northeast Florida continues to falter as it does all across our nation. JTA, like many of its partner companies, continues to look for new answers on how to keep both its roadway projects and transit services moving forward. Making Moves recently caught up with Congressman John Mica to get his thoughts on the situation here and of what, if anything, Congress intends to do to help out.
Northeast Florida and Florida's first coast is a growing, vibrant area, but it's also been hit by downturn in the economy. So what we want to do is, in the short term, make certain that any projects that are ready to go receive federal backing. We'll probably be doing some sort of additional stimulus package.
And we'll have more with Congressman Mica and many others in our December show as we examine the sources of JTA funding and how this economic downturn might affect projects and services in your area. And Michael, with this discussion going on so much, have you had the opportunity to really talk a lot with the congresspeople from our area and others about what's going on?
Joyce, almost daily. We have a unique advantage in our congressional delegation. Congresswoman Brown and Michael, Crenshaw, and Stern have done a really terrific job in bringing the bacon home here in Jacksonville.
And that makes a big difference when it comes to that. And of course, Michael, you know that JTA hosted hundreds of the top transportation-oriented minds in the Sunshine State as Team Florida converged right here in the River City for the first time since 2005. The Team Florida members were invited to the Jacksonville Municipal Stadium for a meet and greet before getting down to business. The group heard several presentations, including how the expansion of two new terminals at Jacksport will affect our local economy and how planned roadway infrastructure improvements by the JTA is helping make all of that possible.
the improvements that are being made today and the improvements that will be made in the future in a very coordinated fashion with the JTA and the FDOT and the Port Authority, I think will provide us that means of moving cargo efficiently away from the port or to the port. And that's a critical component of what we do.
And we have had direction from this group to plan, design, influence, properly influence the legislature in its transportation, surface transportation needs.
Team Florida was formed back in 1997 as a way for the state's expressway authorities and turnpike districts to share new innovative ideas for toll road operations, roadway design, and financing options. The 2008 election season is now over, and we now have our first new president in 8 years. Locally, there was record turnout during the early voting period that began October 20th. One group of first-time voters, students from Edward Waters College, used the popular Tiger Ride program to get to the polls for the first day of the early voting period. Tiger Ride is a program that allows EWC students to ride JTA buses for free just by showing their student IDs.
We're going to vote.
We're going to vote.
We're going to vote. Yeah!
Well, I know I needed to vote early, so, and if it's over here in Jacksonville, then I can go with this, so I just figured I would go today.
Because I don't have any money to get on the bus or anything, so I mean, a free ride to wherever I need to go, then that's great for me and whoever else.
Since it began back in January, EWC students have used the Tiger Ride program to take over 16,000 rides all over the city. 7 new professional bus operators are now behind the wheel. The JTA honored the new drivers at a special graduation ceremony October 31st at its Myrtle Avenue complex. Also honored were 2 graduates from the Skyway Maintenance Apprenticeship Program. And the JTA was recently honored by the Florida Public Transportation Association for its marketing efforts. The FPTA named the authority's RTS Future brochure and its Summer Youth campaign as first-place winners in their respective categories. And our very own Making Moves TV show was honored with the FPTA's Award of Merit. Well, let's bring JTA Executive Director and CEO Michael Blaylock back into the picture now. First of all, congratulations on all of these awards. You must be so excited and thrilled.
Well, I'm excited for the energetic people that work at the Transportation Authority. A lot of people work very, very hard to achieve those awards. And again, the markets that they receive the awards focus on the youth market, the summer market. And as you explained about the Tiger Ride program, I mean, that's a really great, terrific program. It's a central market that we're looking at in terms of affording that to all of the college students in Jacksonville. So we'll be talking to UNF and FCCJ and JU as well about those opportunities.
And what about Team Florida? What do you really think came out of that meeting?
Team Florida represents the sharing of ideas. It's a great way to bring people from all over the country and from the state of Florida, obviously, to discuss a series of challenges that we face in the world of transportation. So our theme focused on the port activities, but it's really about economics. How do we drive the economic engines of our community, and how can we provide better infrastructure support to make that happen?
And you know, you were talking about the Tiger Ride, but isn't it fantastic to see what the Tiger Ride truly meant for students who got to vote for the very first time?
Again, it's all in the element of keeping them informed. The more they can ride around Jacksonville and see what's going on, the more they may be willing to participate.
Oh, that's right. Well, still to come on Making Moves, folio readers give a JTA service its Best of '08 award. Plus, could the stadium shuttle be coming to an end? And we'll head into the construction zone, all when we come back.
Air JTA, the quickest, most convenient, and cheapest transportation to the airport in Jacksonville. Air JTA now runs 7 days a week with more departures than ever before. Plus, we've cut the price in half, now just $1.50 each way. You can't beat Air JTA. It's perfect for the business traveler. Air JTA leaves from several convenient downtown locations, including every major downtown hotel. The easy on ramp, huge luggage rack, and refreshing air conditioning make it the perfect travel option for people on the go. Air JTA, make it your ride to the sky. You're watching JTA Making Moves, honored by the Florida Public Transportation Association with its 2008 Award of Merit.
The readers of Folio Weekly bestowed the highly coveted Best of Jax Award on one of JTA's newest services. In the publication's annual readers poll of all great things on the First Coast, the Beaches Trolley was tabbed as the best thing to hit Northeast Florida in 2008. Jacksonville City Councilman Art Graham, who spearheaded the effort to bring the trolley to the beaches, says the service struck a positive chord with everyone who rode it.
It's funny, one of the Beaches Council members, Lee Buck, I think summed it up the best. He says, you know, we have many things that we try here at the beach and many projects that we move forward. He goes, but this is one project that there wasn't one negative associated with it. I mean, there was nothing but, you know, great stories and, you know, warm feelings about anybody and everybody that rode it.
The Beaches Trolley ran for 9 weeks during the summer with over 32,000 riders using the weekend-only service. A task force is currently evaluating how the Beaches Trolley can make its triumphant return next year, given the high cost of running such an operation. And Michael, your thoughts on getting this kind of recognition for the Beaches Trolley?
It's about the market, Joyce. Our whole goal is to create a market where we can take people when and where they need to go. So the Beach Trolley offers that opportunity, although it ran only for 9 weeks, but it was for a defined market. So as we look at the college market, we look at the employment center markets, we're also looking at how we can look at these niche markets, Beach Trolley and Riverside Trolley as well. It was also successful.
Okay, so the biggest question is, will this service return next year?
We're working on it. We'll see what the market demands.
And that's how you move it.
That's it.
How the market demands. In the 13-year history of the Jacksonville Jaguars, over 1 million football fans have used JTA's stadium shuttle to get to the games. In fact, the shuttle actually precedes the Jaguars, having long transported college football fans for both the Florida-Georgia game and the Gator Bowl. But as Making Moves' Bill Milnes tells us, a recent ruling by the Federal Transit Administration might mean the end of the stadium shuttle as we know it.
This has been the scene for each home Jacksonville Jaguars football game for more than a decade, as thousands of fans tailgate with family and friends in a JTA park and ride lot before hopping on board the Authority's stadium shuttle for a ride to the game. But now a declaration by the Federal Transit Administration may put this popular and convenient service in jeopardy. The FTA has ruled that local transit authorities no longer can offer game day shuttle service to fans if that service is not part of the regular schedule, if the fee is higher than the regular fare, or if a team or other group is involved and negotiate a special price for the service. But JTA Mass Transit Director Bill Powell says at least here in the Jacksonville area, there are no private companies that can do what the JTA can do.
I'm not aware of any entities that can come in and provide the service, but there's always that possibility.
And it's not just Jacksonville facing this situation. Similar shuttle services have already been stopped in other cities, including Washington, D.C., Nashville, Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Seattle. Jacksonville received a one-year reprieve when it was granted a waiver for the current football season. But 2009 and beyond remain uncertain. Powell says although they have used private companies to supplement JTA buses for night games to free up JTA drivers for their regular runs the following morning, a private company would have a difficult time duplicating what JTA does. According to Powell, running the stadium shuttle is more than having enough buses. Available and perhaps more importantly, convenient parking lots are critical to its success.
Who here has been on a stadium shuttle before?
JTA not only has over a dozen years experience, it also has the buses and the parking required to manage such a large operation. So successful is the JTA Stadium Shuttle. In a recent Sports Illustrated poll of fans in all 32 NFL cities, Jacksonville ranked first in stadium accessibility, with the JTA Shuttle receiving very high marks. According to SI, 83% of fans rank the shuttle either average, above average, or excellent.
Being recognized by the fans and again in a publication like Sports Illustrated, that's a super achievement, and the staff here again at JTA works very hard to make this successful and put something out there that the city can be proud of.
And it's those football fans here that see no reason for any change. They think the stadium shuttle service is great just the way it is.
I think they need to leave it like it is. I mean, the people, they come down here, we tailgate, have a good time, catch the bus to the stadium, catch the bus back, and you got easy access to the highway.
We used to have Jaguar parking, but it was more economical to ride the shuttle.
So while the Jaguars will certainly be back next fall, how their fans will get to the stadium for the games remains uncertain. At the sports complex, I'm Bill Milnes, JTA Making Moves.
Powell says the JTA will reapply for a waiver to run the stadium shuttle for the 2009 football season and added he's optimistic the FTA will once again grant JTA that waiver. And Michael, are you as optimistic that that's going to happen for next year?
Yes, I am, because I see the service as a mainstay of our niche market. So we're going to be competing and trying to get the FTA to see it our way.
Time now to put on your hard hats as we enter the construction zone with an update on a fast-moving project in the Intracoastal West section of the city. We asked project administrator Shane Rixum to give us an update on the progress of the overpass being built at the intersection of Beach and Kernan.
We're going to one of the worst traffic interchanges, congestion-wise, that we had in the city, to between the DOT, the city, and the JTA, to making this now going to be one of the best ones. But it's going to really alleviate a lot of traffic at this intersection. So even if you're on Beach Boulevard, there will now be a lot more green light to go east and west direction. You will be able to do U-turns underneath the bridge to go back. This is a very unusual design that ended up saving a lot of money. It allowed us to lower the profile of the bridge, therefore saving a lot of money on the project. And basically what it is we have horizontal pipes going through the girders, through that concrete from one side to the other. You can't see it anymore since they're covered up in the concrete. But basically these steel bands are acting like a gigantic rubber band where we tie it off on one end, we pull it all the way to the other end, and we let go and let it come back together, and it's basically holding it together like that. We then poured the concrete around that, and that's what's holding those columns up. If you look at any other bridge basically in town, you'll always see that the girders are always sitting on top of a column, and you'll see here we have 515 feet long with many of the girders not sitting on anything. Well, basically what's left to be done at this point in time is basically take out all the barrier wall. We're taking down our shoring towers right now. We got to put in rest of our curb, put in some of our asphalt down here, and that by Thanksgiving will basically be in our final configuration as far as down here on the ground level. By sometime in January we'll have the decking done, and we'll be having traffic going through up and over the overpass. We're going to be adding a lot of landscaping features. We're going to have stamped concrete underneath the bridge, and when we get done, this area is really going to blend in nicely.
The Beach Kernan project is scheduled for completion in the early part of the new year. And while the Beach Kernan project is nearing completion, another JTA project, this one to the north, is just getting started. Heckscher Drive is being widened between Drummond Point and August Drive. Now, its current 2-lane configuration is going to a 4-lane urban section with curbs and gutters, bike lanes, and a sidewalk. In addition, bridges over the Broward River and Dunn Creek will also be replaced. So vital is the Heckscher Drive project that Jacksport Executive Director Rick Barron says without it, expansion at the port expected to be worth nearly $1 billion a year to the local economy may not have happened.
It would have been sort of the death knell, if you will, if we didn't enhance the road system. And it's, as I pointed out, you can have deep water, you can have great terminals, you can have a terrific labor situation, you can have everything you need, but if you can't get the cargo away from the terminals, if you can't get the cargo to the terminals, then you're dead. That is a critical component.
Construction on the Heckscher Drive project is expected for completion sometime in the first quarter of 2011. Now, Michael, you know, it's really hard to imagine that one road project like that could be so vital to the entire area.
Well, Joyce, as Rick pointed out, we want to become the 3rd largest port on the East Coast. And to bring that kind of activity to this area, you have to have an infrastructure, a road network that can handle that distribution. So it's vital. He's right. That's exactly what we're trying to do.
Okay. And Making Moves will be right back with a look at JTA board member Charles Baldwin. And we'll take your pulse on gas prices. So stay with us.
JTA, the quickest, most convenient, and cheapest transportation to the airport in Jacksonville. Air JTA now runs 7 days a week with more departures than ever before. Plus, we've cut the price in half, now just $1.50 each way. You can't beat Air JTA. It's perfect for the business traveler. Air JTA leaves from several convenient downtown locations, including every major downtown hotel. The easy on ramp, huge luggage rack, and refreshing air conditioning make it the perfect travel option for people on the go. Air JTA, make it your ride to the sky.
For JTA board member Charles Baldwin, his life and career revolve around transportation. Baldwin serves as District 2 Secretary of the Florida Department of Transportation, an area that spans 18 counties and over 1,200 square miles. But in his role as JTA board member, Baldwin realizes he is a part of a leadership team that carries great responsibilities on its shoulders.
It's really very crucial because of the heavy demand.
Whether he's attending a board meeting or he's the guest speaker at a local event, District 2 Secretary Charles Baldwin is aware that expanding regional transportation for the 21st century is vital to cities like Jacksonville. Baldwin says he's pleased to be a member of this hard-working JTA board.
I am absolutely astonished and gratified at having the opportunity to sit with such a collection of individuals that serve on the board. I'm there as a result of the job that I hold. Those folks are there because they want to be there.
But the board has a daunting task ahead. While JTA is poised to take the lead when it comes to regional transportation, the work must be done in an economic downturn. Baldwin feels strongly that having talented, smart, and committed board members is a big plus.
The ability to capture those kinds of folks to sit in that kind of environment and make the tough decisions that go with transportation really says a lot for this community.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Baldwin says this is a board that respects the mission of the JTA, but they first respect themselves and each other.
It seems like that collegial body really understands the strengths of the individual members, and there's a high regard amongst the individual members one to the other. It's amazing.
Baldwin says though there are large deficits in the state budget, all ongoing construction projects will be completed. There may be, however, delays in starting any new projects. Well, gas prices have been plunging in the past few months to just over $2.41 a gallon for regular. But back in July, remember, that same gallon was $4.11. So motorists, while relieved at the temporary price break, have been dealing with escalated fuel costs for quite some time. We sent our Making Moves cameras out to get your thoughts on how gas prices have affected you over the past year. It's a segment we call The Pulse of the People.
I think any way that we can connect downtown.
You don't know whether you're going to have to buy some food or...
I stay at home more.
I own a motorcycle and I own a truck.
I catch the bus to work now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What made the move to use public transportation?
It's more affordable. I mean, I would rather spend $1 a day than versus filling up my tank $30, $40, $50 for the week.
We haven't taken as many trips this year with the family, so staying more in town, more locally.
I own a motorcycle and I own a truck. I ride the bike. So it's getting pretty high out there right now.
We don't go anywhere. Like, we stay inside all day unless we have to go to work or go out. We make every trip, like if one trip, we have to do everything. Like, we have to go to the store, we have to go to the mall, we do it in one trip. Grocery store, one trip. We don't go home and come back.
It's made me travel a little bit less. I stay at home more, don't really go out as much. My friends, we meet more in the middle. We don't drive to each other's houses as much. Just kind of clipping here and there miles.
That's all for now, but we do have some final thoughts from our Executive Director, Michael Blaylock.
Thank you, Joyce. Again, I want to thank the local station for willing to broadcast this great show. It is very, very important. As I mentioned as we started, now more than ever, our public really needs to be informed and educated about the various challenges that we have in this community. So whether it's our road building initiatives or our commuter rail or waterborne transportation or just redesigning our transportation fixed route system or transportation for the disabled or the downtown trolley system or skyway system, there are a lot of things that are really critical to this area. Notwithstanding that, Joyce, we're talking about positioning Jacksonville in Northeast Florida as a major economic center. And to make that happen, it has to be on the foundation of a good transportation mobility system. So as Rick plans for the future of the port and we look at what is occurring at Cecil Field, the growth and development that will take place there on the west side, all of those things are going to require a solid infrastructure network system. And so we're right in the hallmark of trying to make that happen. And so we need the public to know precisely exactly what we're trying to do in this community.
That's exactly right. And with that being said, we want to thank you for joining us here on Making Moves. Look for us every second and fourth Sunday at noon here on the local station, WJXT Channel 4, or you can watch us anytime online at www.jtafla.com. For Michael Blaylock and the entire Making Moves team, go out and make it a great day.
Thank you.